right there in the, yeah. Go up a little bit, a little more north. So you can see, you can get to the resolution where if there was a deer on that ground, you'd be able to see it. Being a really analytical hunter, one of my biggest problems is paralysis by analysis. And like you have certain stands and certain sets for certain, times of the year. For, like you had said before, when you know a buck's getting into that scrape checking mode, getting downwind to doe bedding and that type of stuff, having that prediction for me just allows me to be like, all right, it's a transition area day. I'm going to be sitting up a scrape line. I'm going to be getting a scrape line outside of bedding. Oh, it's a full range day. I might lay off more and be off in the field, depending on where I'm hunting. Yeah. It's a core area day. I got to get in tighter to bedding. Just helping to get rid of some of that paralysis by analysis, I think is huge for people who are, I think, as analytical as all of us are.
Yeah, it's huge for me. I mean, we wasted hours sitting and thinking, and I'm going to go here. No. I really think I should
flip
go.
the coin app on your phone, because the amount of times I've used the flip the coin app to decide where I'm going to hunt.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like so if you then at that point you go, okay, let's go to the app. Let's see what it's saying. Like, okay, it's a transition area day. Boom, I got 3 stands now. Which way is the wind blowing? You just start narrowing it down, and there's less information that you got to think about. When you're trying to make those decisions. And you can go in there with confidence, which is huge in what we do. If you're sitting there and you're like, I'm not going to see this deer here, like you're not going to be ready. But you can go in there with confidence and be like, I feel like there's a dang good chance we might get a shot tonight,
The fun thing that's funny to me, or what I always think about Levi, is when we first started talking, and I think it speaks to Vaughn and Jimmy, and really our ethos in Spartan Forge, which was over-engineering the solution. Our first interactions, he was having frustrations with another application he was using because he's like, I just lost 2,000 pins.
Yeah, I'm a pin dropper.
He's like, I can't, like, I will drop I will be 5, 6, 7,000 pins on a map.
Yeah. And
I just lost like 2,000 that I'm never going to get back. So just tell me that you'll never lose pins. And we engineered the solution.
That was a deal breaker.
Yeah, to scale and grow.
Never let you go.
Effortlessly, and that's what the application does. And I mean, we've been testing the application at like 10,000 pins, and that's impossible on the other apps that are out there.
It's like there's a lot of places that I will not ever walk, maybe once a year, like on places that I hunt. That's whether it's bedding areas. I just don't want to go in. I don't want to bug. I don't want to push them onto the neighbors or the next property, whatever. So like on our lease in Mississippi that we hunt, there's places that are just like no-go zones, right? So if we ever do go in there, like I'm constantly dropping pins. If somebody shoots a deer and we're tracking it in there in places we don't go, like you go in there 1 or 2 days out of the year when it's on, like the rut's on, there with does, whatever. But it's not a place you're gonna go sit 6 or 7 times. Like you might go in there once. So I need to learn everything I can about this in this one walkthrough while we're tracking this deer or whatever we're doing, shed hunting maybe once a year. And so I'm constantly dropping pins, persimmon tree, oak tree, a tree you can put a saddle in, a double tree for a camera guy, whatever. So that when we go in there blind the next November or December, I know exactly where we can go and get in and out with like very little intrusion. I remember a time where I was in school working and I had maybe 2 weeks I could take off the entire hunting season, and how valuable that would have been to plan around really good movement times, like instead of just guessing first week of November, second week of November, where I could take off work or miss school or whatever to go on my annual hunting trip, and I could really look at that intel and try to base it around my highest percentage days to be successful.